resulted in billions of dollars in revenue should have gone to creative arts in this town. And our failure to achieve those have caused a crisis. Tom, we can't afford another 30 years to participate in the profits that we will generate in new media. We will become obsolete. The time is now. There is no question we occupy the moral high ground. But another thing I've learned in the last 2 years is morality doesn't play in the house of greed. Fairness, fair play, justice doesn't pertain in bargaining. What matters is leverage. And here's your leverage right here. Here's our leverage. Our leverage comes from the fact that we are the product. They cannot do what we do. Ask any CEO, he'll tell you. They're proud that the American entertainment industry is the envy of the entire world, and they're right. They take credit for that. But we created it. Writers created it. Actors created it. And they cash in. Well, if they want that to continue, they better cut us in. Give us our fair share. While the Writer Guild pull proposals off the table, demonstrating daily they're ready to deal. They sit there immobile and entrenched. That is not fair dealing. Come back to the table. Give us a fair deal. The Screen Actors Guild is with you shoulder to shoulder for as long as it takes.
Was it my charisma and good looks? Sure, that's part of it. But I think it's a few other things. Late pay, free rewrites, non-union writing in reality and non-fiction, animation with no benefits, lower quotes, smaller staff. You see, the plan has been to make money off of us, but not with us. We took a bad deal in cable 25 years ago, a terrible deal in home video 20 years ago. Now is our shot at new media. We won't get fooled again. We won't get boned again. Let me introduce one of the showrunners, an actor, a writer, a creator, a family guy, an American dad, Seth MacFarlane. Before we begin, we must thank the LAPD who have been unbelievable in helping us. Make sure you watch the traffic on Pico, people, all right? I want to give a shout out to Tom Johnson, a writer, member of the Guild, who has already taken a hit for the cause. We're here at the base of the Die Hard building, so I guess the slogan of the day should be Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers. Mike Scully wrote that for me before I came up here. I guess that technically makes him a scab, but let's give him a break. You know, the last time I was here at Fox Plaza, it was to see prototypes for a new line of Family Guy action figures. It was the first glimmer of what would become a huge line of merchandise. And I will tell you that I was almost as inspired as I am today. The sight of all you people gathered here in unity together to fight for your right to a fair contract tells me without a shadow of a doubt we are going to win this thing. I know there's some uncertainty, there's some anxiety, there's fear about the future, but I will tell you one thing that may just shed a little extra light on the situation. When Family Guy was first picked up by Fox, I was a little noise about it, I had no credibility, I was facing a lot of skeptics. After the show was staffed, and we were all set to start writing show 1 of season 1, we effectively went on strike.
every primetime Fox animated show was uniting to force a resistance studio to allow animated sitcoms to join the guild. It was coincidence that it happened to fall on part of our show. We joined our fellow animation writers in this important advancement of progress. The strike, such as it was, lasted a whopping 3 days, at which time the big office conceded our rights and allowed us into the guild. Now, why so quick? Because they knew they were screwing us. They were just waiting for us to make a little noise about it. They never would have made the offer on their own. That would have been bad business. And that is exactly why what we're all doing today is to make the least amount of money. Now, I'm sure that not paying the assistants their Bill Gates level salaries help to ease the serious financial... I just turned into Kermit the Frog there. What the hell was that? You know, we're on strike. To ease the serious financial burden faced by the studio on day 2.5 of the strike. Instead of negotiating, they chose to lash out at the little guys, essentially saying, look what you made me do. You made me so angry I hit the kids and it's your fault. Very classy move. But such a desperate move tells me, once again, what we're doing is working. And I would urge all showrunners whose assistants are terminated, if you have the means, keep paying your assistants. Because the strike is about the little guys. These residuals are extremely important to them, and I would say to the members of the press, if you take nothing else away from this event, remember this. There is a huge public misconception about Hollywood writers. The vast majority are not millionaires. They are middle class. They live in homes and the squares I grew up in, and my parents were teachers. Their royalties will make a big difference to them. And paying them will not make a difference to the corporate bigwigs, except maybe they can't afford to paint that unicorn on the side of their private jet, or they have to switch from Oreos to Hydrox. All right, that's some East Coast people. So I will close with a few words from Stewie, which will probably get me sued. Whether your goal is taking over the world, or just trying to get a fair shake from the Ebenezer Scrooges, would rather get bad cow disease than part with 1 penny of those little stacks of coins they count every evening. There is strength in numbers. Not the TV show numbers, I'm talking about the plural noun numbers. Your union is doing precisely what it was designed to do, and if you stick with it just a little longer, victory will be ours! First they came to the animation writers and I did not speak out because I wrote live action. Then they came to the reality, game show, and nonfiction writers and I did not speak out because I worked in scripted fare. Then they came to the variety, long-form, sitcom, dramatic TV, and screenwriters and I did not speak out because I had an overall deal. And then they came for me and there was no one left to speak for me. Thank you all for coming. We are all on the same page.